Hey guys, and welcome to this episode. So today is a tag video. I'm not going to have a book for you until next week. Sorry about that. But today's tag is the makeup and books tag, I think is what it's called. I initially saw this on New York Bookworm's channel, but I think she got it from Between Chapters. I'll link them both down below. And basically what it is you do your typical makeup routine and also talk about particular books that correlate with each step. I don't do all of the makeup things that I should have, so I'm going to be skipping a few questions. But yeah, let's get started. So the first question is for primer. Where's my primer? So I don't do a lot of face things, so this is an eyeshadow primer. It's from NYX, and so the primer question is a book that left a lasting impression. And for me, that book is Eyre, obviously. I just really liked it. It was an interesting book in that I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, and now that I realized that I do really like it, it was kind of nice, and so that made its way to my top 5 books ever because of that. So the next question is for foundation, which I don't do, so I'm just going to combine foundation and powder. So the foundation question is your favorite first book in a series. And for that, I'm going to go Cinder by Marissa Meyer. And I just really liked it because it's a really interesting introduction to the world that they all live in, because it's a sci-fi fairy tale kind of series. Like Cinder is Cinderella, obviously, and so Cinder is a cyborg, and I thought it was just a really interesting introduction to introduce the series from a character who in universe does not have a lot of rights, so it's sort of interesting to see this sort of build from the bottom up. And then the powder question is your favorite last book in a series, and for me at this point it's The Book of Life from the All Souls Trilogy by Deborah Harkness. And I just really liked it because the entire series is a little bit of what I wish Twilight could have been, and that was sort of highlighted in the epic conclusion that was Book of Life. But it's also just vampires and history academics, which are two just interesting literary things. So the next question is for brows, but I don't really do brows, but I want to answer this question anyway. So the brows question is a book that you think everyone should read, and I'm not the only person who has said this, so I'm a little bit cheating here, but I'm gonna say the Harry Potter series, just because it's a standard for my generation. But barring that, either Lord of the Rings or All Souls Trilogy. For eyeshadow, well, first off, here's this really cool, like, custom palette, magnetic palette that I got on Etsy. I just really think it's cool. But the eyeshadow question is a book with your favorite color on the cover. And my favorite color is orange. These are all from Coastal Scents, except these two. The only book that I could find that has orange on the cover is Becca Cooper by Tamara Pierce. I just really I'm not done with that book yet, but I just really like Tamara Pierce's writing in general. I really liked her Protector of the Small series. I mean, obviously it has orange on the cover, so I'm gonna like it, but from what I've read of the book, it's also pretty good. I feel like there's also a Protector of the Small book, the one with Kelladry as the main character, that also has orange on the cover. I don't remember, so... Is it Lady Night? It might be Lady Night. If Lady Night by Tamara Pierce has orange on the cover, that one's my actual pick. So for eyeliner, I'm just using the e.l.f. liquid liner pen. And the eyeliner question is a dark and mysterious book. Okay, I can't talk and do this one at once. So the dark and mysterious book is Turn of the Screw by, I think, Henry James, but I don't remember. But it's interesting because it's got an unreliable narrator, and you don't know exactly how crazy anyone is in the book and whether or not they're like actual ghosts, or is this all in this person's head, or what's going on, who even knows. Is my eyeliner even? It's not close enough. So the next book is for mascara, and the question is a really long book. It is from NYX. It's that, whatever that is. Anyway, so the long book that I have chosen is one of the longest books I've ever read, is Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss, and I'm actually due in for a reread for that. Is 1,000 pages flat, and it's the second book in the series. But also, dear Patrick Rothfuss, please tell us when the third book is coming out so I can time my reread accordingly, because I want to read your third book, but I don't know when it's coming. Because, of course, the first book is 600 pages long, and the second book is 1,000 pages long, and I just want to know what the third book is coming out so I can read it. Yeah. Contour is also something I don't really do, but I wanted to answer this question anyway. And that is a book with a deep meaning for you, and even though I haven't finished the entire series, I still want to go with Lord of the Rings, just because I was a massive nerd in high school. I am kind of a massive nerd, but that looks terrible. There we go. Alright, but it's just sort of the massive culture within it. Like, he clearly did a lot of his research, and part of the reason I was such a big nerd in high school is because I was teaching myself Elvish. And so a lot of meaning that I got out of it, and a lot of influence for my own writing, came from the massive culture that Tolkien built up around Lord of the Rings, and within Lord of the Rings. That probably looks terrible on camera, and I'm sorry. For blush, again, don't do a lot of face, so I'm doing it particularly for you. Congratulations. Oh yeah, also this is NYX Wanderlust go-to palette. So blush is a cringe-worthy romance, and for me, honestly, it's a tie between Twilight and Wuthering Heights, for the same reason, and just that it's kind of problematic. Anyway, next question is highlighter, and that is a book that brightened your day. And for me, that book is actually Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm reading it for the next book talk, and it's been a really nice sort of, it is a very fun book that's not supposed to be like super serious. It's a really nice book to wake up to on a 7 a.m. commute. Yeah, so the last question is for lip stuff. This is the Tarte Wonder Lip Surgeons lip cream, whatever that is, in Wonder, I think is the name. I don't know. It's this thing. But the lipstick question is your favorite book kiss, and I have two. So the first one is New York Bookworm actually mentioned it, but I honestly really agree, is the Ron and Hermione kiss in the last book of the Harry Potter series, because it's just sort of, it's during the Battle of Hogwarts, and they're all like, but what about the house elves? And then Hermione's like, actually, I love you, and really adorable. So that was one of them. And then the other one, so the camera cut off before I could talk about my next one, but my other favorite book kiss is Matthew and Diana's first kiss in A Discovery of Witches of the All Souls Trilogy. How many times can I mention the All Souls Trilogy in this video? Comment below with a statistic. I just really like it because it's kind of awkward, but it's also just a very sort of sweet moment, because they're both sort of like, I wasn't expecting that, but I'm glad it happened kind of thing. And I also appreciate it because Diana was the one who initiated it, but I also appreciate that, like, because of their dynamic, they're both very strong characters, like strong-willed, and so there's an interesting sort of change in the dynamic when Diana is the first one to do it. So that's all today. Like this video if you liked it, comment below what you want the book talk after Hitchhiker's Guide to be, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye y'all!